So welcome to the Build a Beast. This is a little kind of VRM special, hitting with the workshops for the seasonal time. We are all in this kind of like Halloween season, and there's nothing better than sweet. Oh, just got recording. Cool. Everything's crazy. Yeah, there's nothing better than kind of getting into costumes, getting dressed up, going all out there. I mean, that's one of the best parts of Halloween. You know, we're kind of like all changing our identities and everything else, which kind of really kind of leads into the whole kind of VRM and digital identities. So people kind of be like getting some more VRMs. I see like there's a lot more kind of happening across the space. There's more kind of VRM giveaways as well, and there's a lot more excitement about VRMs. Not excitement about general kind of metasphere, with all the different metaverses kind of like doing their thing, and are kind of starting to slowly kind of come together. So there's kind of some really cool stuff happening. And yeah, so kind of like quite enjoying these specials. So this one is Halloween special, Build a Beast. So we're gonna build a digital VRM avatar. A quick introduction. Hi, I'm Ogi. I'm a VR artist, metaverse builder, creator, and all that for all you who don't know me. Yeah, there's a bunch of these VRM power workshops, starting from zero to build to kind of complexities later on, and we do kind of these specials every now and then for the special occasions. So this one is going to be basically, we're going to build some beasts. So I've prepped a little pack earlier to enable the building part to be relatively seamless, and you'll see what I mean in a second, because the thing is going to be super cool. And I'm going to really concentrate on getting one build together today. And Daniel, if you mind not playing while I'm playing, please, that'll be really helpful. Thank you. So yeah, basically like creating that kind of a VRM kind of place where we can kind of like create things together. So in creating that, we can kind of basically kind of jump in and start making VRMs. But one thing that people have always been asking me is, how do we do weight baiting? How do we break out from the human mold? How do all these things kind of come together and kind of work themselves in a different way? So that's kind of like an interesting thing that I want to kind of really dive in. So the breakdown of the session today is going to be, I'm going to be jumping into VRM space, into the vert, and then in the vert, we're basically going to build a beast using a bunch of stuff together that you'll see in a second. And then we're going to go straight into export, into Mixamo, and then from Mixamo we're going to go into Blender, add some materials, do UVs. We're going to do weight painting, maybe even half an hour of that. And then we're going to add some bones, because, you know, beasts are going to be beasts still, right? Then we're going to export that into Unity, and then we're going to export that VRM out of Unity, and then re-import it to activate those bones. And then we're going to take that and jump with that into VRM Power Worlds to test it out, and hopefully that'll all work. So our session is going to last, I think, like 1:45 with the weight painting. That's going to add a little bit more time, but I don't know. We'll see what we build. So with that, thank you all for coming, and let's jump into virtual space. Ooh.
Hey Augie.
Yeah.
What should folks do if they have questions? Should they unmic or just type in the chat?
Cool. When I'm in the virtual, I can't see the screen. I can only screen the virtual. So feel free to literally just, you know, audio it, like shout. Or if someone has a question that are like talk or their audio doesn't work, because I know Discord sometimes can be, if someone can read it out for me, that'd be really helpful. Because I'm not going to see it until I come onto virtual. Because yeah, I can't see anything. I can only see the virtual digital space there. So good question, and yeah. So if there's anything that anyone wants to know at any point, please like ask away. This is what I'm here for. It can be like a two-way conversation. It doesn't have to be didactic for me just like telling you what to do. So yeah, hopefully they'll be cool. And if anyone has to go off at any point and stuff like that, the whole session is being recorded. It's going to go up on the Mono YouTube, so you'll be able to kind of double check things, or if something is like you find something that's like, oh, it's really complex, I need to like rewatch it a couple of times, it'll be there. And also you can kind of skim through all of this, like my blabbing as well, which is what's gonna happen. So yeah, cool, awesome. So with that, I'm gonna first change my recordings to make sure I'm recording the right space. And let's go to capture Quill. And oh, by the way, I'm using an app called Quill, which is my kind of weapon of choice in virtual. So here we go. We have Build a Beast. And just want to make sure, can you all see that? If you give me a thumbs up, just double check. Excellent, fantastic, awesome. So yeah, so basically for the Build a Beast, I built a full pack of things that can enable a fairly seamless build. So we got 3 beasties that are kind of built to be assembled, either as what as kind of as they're supposed to be, or as basically a mix and match of things, and we can play around with colorizations and everything else in that as well. So we got this kind of like shark-like beast. Then we have like a it's Halloween. We've got to have a skeleton of some kind. So we've got like that little one there, and then it's got like an evil Pepe, like it's I'm calling it a reptile, but you can see for Halloween everything goes a little bit dark and spooky, spooktacular. So basically we've got arms, got a couple of hands, some footsicles there. I forgot to do like the bone claw foot. Well, did I? Oh no, I didn't. I got it here. All right, let me just I'll move it in a second. Got some legs, and we've got some bodies. So with that, I'm gonna just save my progress, and I'm gonna press this little button and go into wireframe. So all of these are super low poly. So basically anything I build should be able to kind of like go well under 20,000 triangles, 10,000 polys. So we're all good. They're all been like highly optimized. As you can see, like there's not much there at all. But it's all kind of like very precise and stuff like that. So with that, I'm just gonna like start building stuff out and see a couple of combinations, and hopefully we'll settle on one and export that and see how it goes. So I just try see how this is gonna look like. Just grab that. I'm gonna try basically to center everything. So we're in the center, and I'm gonna actually that may be easier to do. So rather than kind of moving things and putting them back, I'm gonna just use the power of digital, maneuver stuff a little bit, and then just copy basically elements, so we can get a nice, quick, kind of robust building started. So, because to be honest, like I haven't seen how these look together either, so it's gonna be quite fun. Oh my god, it's more like an evil Ninja Turtle in a way. So that's kind of like that, and in the spirit of Halloween, we have a bunch of different kind of builds. So this is kind of like how one can make a family of various kind of creatures and to mess around with it. So we've got like arms, legs. I mean, I could build a whole army basically, and the leg should fit right there. Fantastic. Put a move. I may have to just squidge it a little bit just to kind of tighten it up, but not by much. And yeah, very good. Let's get like that little claw, maybe a bit bigger. Sweet. Just take that off and increase it a little bit in size. Give him a little kind of arm. Okie dokes. It's working. I'm just going to mirror these quickly. It should give us a nice little beastie. Copy selection to new layer, bam, flip it, done. Cool. And it's kind of like very frog-like. So yeah, here we go. Got like basically one beast. I'm just going to take that and put it to the side. Going to just see the various combinations. I've also got like a bunch of, oops, missed this little kind of fin from the back. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, like it's like all the creatures of the deep lagoon, all the Stark monstrous things, which is all good and fun. And let's do the skeleton quickly as well. Boom. Sweet. Make sure I've got it in the center line, straight up there. I think I've got like a particularly long torso for this one, so this goes there. Pin. That's going to be like this, if I remember correctly. And that goes in. Sweet. I can go straight like that. Oomph. And that's all good. Getting those little claws. And let's shoot ahead. One thing I didn't do is I didn't build any necks for them, because I wanted to kind of play around with the styles. So I can just literally just take that and move that over there. That goes there. That goes there. Because of that. Cruising with this on the top. So basically, we're trying to kind of get seamless connections with everything. So it will work nicely. Oh, yeah, here we go. It's nice. So we got like a little kind of skeleton. It's got like a corrupted heart, eternal guts, all that stuff. And same again. Let's just copy that to a different layer. Bada boom. Flip it. I'm a little bit out. That'll do. Sweet. Got a second beast built. All right. This is proving like fairly quick, right? Which is yeah. How many combinations do you get out of these? I wonder. They're like a little bit kind of different body shapes. One is stumpy, one is big, one is kind of tall and lanky, which kind of works. And let's do this this third one. I can't wait for this sort of scary shark like creature with all these kind of like shells outside of it. I mean, what's worse than being devoured by a shark? Well, there's probably worse things, but you know, it's a pretty horrible way, and they're kind of very scary. So it's like a land shark monster thing. Taking some inspo from things like Hellraiser, getting all the exposed skin, going proper gruesome on it. So yeah, let's grab a head with these dead-looking eyes. Awesome. I think I'm going straight there. Almost gonna got this kind of alien-like feature to it with a gullet right there. Just squeeze that. Well, just kind of smashing it out, seeing how it all kind of combines together. There's some like happy little digital accidents, right? Smash at forearm. Get the little leg. It's they all kind of look quite cute when they're like this small as well. They grow up so fast. So stick the leg there. Getting a little bit more bow-legged. Awesome. Maneuver that up. Oops, lost some teeth. That may not be a bad thing. It's getting higher up. What can it do? Give it some claws. Well, these evolved claws. Make these quite a lot bigger. They're super similar to the frog ones. So when we build stuff, to kind of build as a family or familia, we can kind of always think about what we can reuse where we can kind of get away with, where there's more kind of additions, how the things can kind of combine together, which is, like, so it allows you to kind of build a lot of VRMs after investing time initially, which means you can kind of make some interesting stuff fairly quickly. Let me just join it together, and he needs his claws. So here we're getting like really kind of like, he's got knives instead of fingers, which is all nice and scary. So like, getting that Freddy Krueger vibe. He needs that kind of shredded food because he's a hungry, growing boy. Big or small? That's one cool thing as well. You can always kind of mess around with scale in VR. Let's make it like medium size-ish. So he's got to work for it. And add that. So just grab those parts. And I'm gonna do the same thing. Just basically mirror it. Fantastic. And here we go. That's there we go. Thank you very much for coming. I'll see you guys next month. Oh, I'm joking. There's much more to do afterwards. But what I'm going to just demonstrate is a big boy. Wow, he's a really big boy. Maybe I should shrink those arms a bit if I'm exporting it again. But basically, if I hit that, you can actually see the colorizations. Just kind of wanted to quickly show how relatively simple it is when you build a lot of kind of things, combining things together, having your own kind of asset library. This kind of works whatever your weapon of choice is when it comes to creation of digital assets. And I've also made like a bunch of other things that kind of come in handy. So, like how's about a tongue? Okay. There we go. He's all out there. Or maybe this one. Going for the serpentine one. Going for the kind of like undead necro skull vibe. And there's kind of other things I made, like got a little bit of horns. So horns can be on the skull. They can be on this guy. It's a sea cow. You can go on to that one. And cruise as a group. Let's just kind of skeleton and keep it traditional. And sometimes quite nice not having like full mirroring, so you can just maneuver a couple of vertex points, and that adds it verisimilitude. It kind of looks like different kind of styles. So yeah, we got 3 built, which is all good. Gonna double check with everyone. Is everything going okay on your end? Can you see everything? Give me a thumbs up or something if you can. Excellent, super duper. Cool. You just gotta make sure that nothing's crashed while I'm in Vert. You always kind of get discombobulated because I'm just here and everything's digital, as other people know when they're working virtual. Awesome. So we got like these little 3 builds. But Build a Beast is all about messing around, having fun, combining different things together, seeing how they rock up and everything else. So rather than kind of like building the obvious, let's just spend like 5 minutes on making something a little bit more interesting. So I'm gonna go with, let's go with this. So let's go with the skeleton. Okay, that's as my body. And I don't want to have a skeleton head. Lean it in. I kind of like this guy with his tongue out. There's something quite cool about that. So just go for that. And that's all cool. It's kind of working. Maybe a couple of connectors just to kind of add a little bit more into it. So it's got like that kind of transitioning. So we're not gonna go just straight on. Let me just beep, 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 beep. Optimize that. Maybe not so much. Optimize that. Cool. Awesome. Grab that. Sweet. And just kind of like roll it in. So we got like that little connector kind of cruising in. Better move. Awesome. And we can just thin that out a little bit. And maneuver it there. For some greasy styles. There we go. Let's, that kind of works, right? It's all coming together nicely. So let me just take that. I'm gonna copy it to new layer and mirror it. Quill has this weird way of mirroring stuff that you have to kind of do it like that. Mirroring in other apps is a lot easier. Sometimes you can even do it when you're kind of drawing, but unfortunately here I don't have the option, so yeah. But it's super fast, so I really kind of like that tongue, so let me just stick that in. And this tongue we can make like fairly long, and basically what we're going to do with it is we're gonna put some bones in it. So we're gonna run around with this flappy tongue. It should be fairly fun. Gonna do this. So let me just stand it a little bit down. Just hit those vertices. Happy days. So someone's gonna like something cute about that, right? Cool. And so let me go. So we're gonna take this and combine those things together. They already have this kind of bony growth, so that'll kind of work nicely. So I'm gonna just literally stick that in there. That works. It can be like a decomposing monster, right? That's cool. That's awesome. And what does knife hands? There's something like really scary about that. So I'm gonna use them again here. Oh, I don't want it to be as kind of big as that. So maybe we can have that. So kind of just literally building a beast. That's what this is called. Getting Halloweeny. It's like making a costume. This is like a digital cosplay, I guess. Maybe that's what I should call like one of these workshops in the future. Digital cosplay. Awesome. Just make sure it's kind of locked in. Happy days. Sweet. So we got that. And let me do something different on the other side. So I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna just take that. I'm gonna copy it. Flip it. Flippity flip. Rather than just kind of getting it flipped, let me just do something different. So this should be interesting. Actually, I'm just going to redo that. I'm going to take the whole arm, flip it, and this is what I've wanted to try out. So I'm going to flip that. I also got like this tentacle in the pack. So rather than having an arm over here, maybe you can have tentacle outgrowths. We can make bones out of these as well. So so let's just get it fairly close-ish, because it's gonna rig to the arm when we do the rigging. So I'm kind of like cheating a little bit. Gonna get these tentacles flowing. Then let's get another one there. Basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the arm and we're gonna delete it once we export it. And tentacle will take some of the points from the arm itself. Yeah, maybe we'll do like that, and maybe I'll add another tentacle, which should be just free flowing on the other side. To kind of do the running, which won't be attached to anything. So this will just come attached to the arm. And so yeah, hopefully this will work. it may all end up in tears, but it's good fun, and it's kind of like, you're trying different things out, trying to break out from the humanoid. experiment with all these things because there's just so much we can do in this space, and we kind of like tend to kind of build what's not necessarily what's easy, but what's obvious. Sometimes having a bunch of objects means that we can build non-obvious things. Awesome. So I'm going to keep that army here for the export. We're going to basically delete it. So it has this kind of cool thing happening in there. Maybe I can just get rid of, let me just see, get rid of one bone, what it's going to look like. What it's going to look like. That looks all right.
Augie,
What am I saying? Yes.
can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah. Yeah, go
so
for it.
you're in Quill right now?
I am.
That's amazing, man. I haven't touched Quill in a minute. I didn't realize we had this kind of capability now. But correct
Quill
me
is
if I'm
super
wrong.
powerful.
Do you typically use Gravity Sketch, or is Quill what you usually?
No. I use Quill most of the time.
Oh wow!
Because for my like almost all my work is done in Quill.
I had no
sometimes
idea,
I'll
man.
do stuff straight in Blender, but it's so fast. And
sorry, I was just gonna ask you. Do you do the animations in there as well?
That's why, yeah, because that's the biggest difference between Quill and Gravity Sketch. Here, if you see here, I have like animate, and I can do all the animations, and I can do quite a lot. So when I'm getting everything to kind of move in, you can kind of create stuff.
Yeah,
it's kind of like the old Flash. If you remember the Flash MX days or Animate these days, it's got a very similar interface of that. So it's a little bit clunky, but it's very, it works. So it's something cool when you can create a character and animate in real life styles.
Yeah, I've animated with it, but that was before they included any kind of actual 3D things that you can paint with. It was when it was just, it had like all 2D brushes basically.
Quill always had 3D brushes. And in VR had flat ones before.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. I had no idea. I thought you were doing all your stuff in Gravity Sketch. That's incredible, man.
Oh no,
nice work.
The thing is like, whatever you kind of find easier stuff like that. One nice thing about Quill is it's got a really good optimizer because it was made for VR animation, and VR animation has to be optimized because I get like this. I get this.
Wait, so
I get like amount of memory, draw calls, triangles that I'm using.
Oh, that's awesome.
And also here it'll tell me the triangles of everything that I have that I'm drawing.
Yeah.
So I can evaluate how I'm doing while I'm doing it. Gravity Sketch doesn't have that. You've got to open up separately.
Really?
Because Gravity Sketch is made to kind of like, you can check it out, but it's not like as obvious as here. It's made to like create complex models.
ShapeLab is actually really good because it also gives you control over polygon count and stuff, so you can actually like make your model game ready in world if you needed to. But wait, the part I'm confused about is when I last used Quill, which was ages ago, there was no like polygons. Like you would have, if you wanted a sphere, you had to like make a guide of a sphere and then paint it a bunch of times with a 2D kind of looking brush. You actually have polygons in there that you can manipulate?
You always have polygons.
Really?
The thing is, it used to look like this. Yeah. So you need to enable wireframe on, and you also have like this. This has already been there, the toggle brush helper. So let me just quickly show you what I mean.
I appreciate it.
This will be useful. So if I take that, and I'm going to just basically make a sphere, but not sphere. Okay, cool. You can see that sphere isn't great. It can't really do geometry in the way that other things can do. It can only like do a cube, which is good. But it's not even a proper cube. It's not straight. That's the closest it comes to a cube. So it has its own idiosyncrasies. Now, what people would do is they would create something like a lathe effect. So I'll take that. Let me just draw that swiftly. Okay, let's get it in a straight line. So get it in a straight. From here to there. Bam. So I've got this. Then I'm going to take that. That's going to be my center point. I'm going to cruise there. I'm going to grab that. Do this. See what I'm doing, right?
Yep.
Go here. And then make sure I'm in the center point. And maybe get it
Wait, so
more spherical. The thing is, like,
you can edit the pivot or you can edit the pivot if you want.
yeah. I mean, it's
the
powerful in
center point.
some ways. In some ways, it's not. In some ways, it lacks. And then I can just kind of
Yeah.
can just do this. Okay, and I've got like a little basket, right?
All right.
I mean, geometry looks like a mess. Yeah, like we can't. Thing is, like we can't really use this. But if
Okay.
you take that off, it looks all right. And then you can kind of give it a little bit of paint, and the vertex paint kind of comes on, and it comes with these little sausages, and it's kind of like one part to it. Like if you know a guy called Banana King, he kind of like does a lot of stuff in Quill as well, and he kind of like, he
Or
takes the bar.
Guru Fujita.
Goro Fuji, yeah.
Guru Fujita,
I
Fajita,
mean,
whatever.
It's Goro, if I'm correct here. So there's a Discord called Virtual Animation Discord that we were quite a lot back in 2017. So it's fairly powerful because we do a lot of stuff like fairly quickly.
Can you
But I
do
say always Geo.
multiplayer? Can you do what multiplayer sessions in Quill?
No. So I
I
can
appreciate
optimize
you.
it basically. So that's optimized. You can see the geo is optimized on that, and then you can further manipulate the geo and stuff like that as well. Yeah. Well, and you can like if you have little holes, you can lay it. But literally, there's something like 50 hours of all people doing workshops trying to bust out how you can make Quill more usable.
Right. Well,
It's
man,
not great in these things.
I'm gonna reach out to you at some point because I'm getting ready. I've been talking to a bunch of people in the VR communities that I'm in about doing some workshops for making Mona World. So I think there's some complementing stuff here. I'm definitely gonna reach out to you. But thanks for clarifying that. I love that, and I'm just
No
blown away
worries,
that
man.
you've
Like
been doing all this in Quill, dude. That's amazing.
total pleasure. I mean, like you know Metarik, right?
Yeah.
From the Metacrill. I mean, he uses Quill quite a lot as well because the optimizing thing. So it's not just I'm not like that much of an oddity. Like there's a few of us who kind of like use
Yeah,
it because it
you
has
guys are
certain things which are
oddities.
good for it.
You guys are oddities, and you're proving the use case for Quill for sure. Because I guess Gravity Sketch is pretty popular. I haven't really dove into it much. ShapeLab is similar, but again, it has a lot more features for optimizing stuff in World, so I prefer. But also, I don't know if Gravity Sketch has it, but it also has really nice like crease and pinch features. So if you just want to add like little detail of muscles or veins, the crease feature really helps a lot for that kind of detail. Kudon is actually that one's got a lot of problems. It's a bit buggy, but man, they've got like what do you call it? Fabric materials. So you could drape like a fabric over an object and make it kind of like an assassin's hood or whatever, and then save it. But
That's cool.
it has the physics of the tech of the fabric though. So you can manipulate the fabric and then kind of solidify it as a static object.
Right. It's interesting, isn't it? There's so many kind of like use case scenarios for all these tools that we've never had before. I mean, like I'm a big kind of fan of VR. Obviously.
What do you? Yeah, me too, man. I mean, I don't know if you've seen like I was just showed a video to a bunch of people at Mona and Shapes XR, where in Shapes XR, it's more for like VR prototyping applications and things. But a lot of the worlds I created was with Shapes XR, and they have a feature where you can use their package inside of a Mona starter package. So you can download directly from Shapes XR into Mona, and boom, you're pretty much done. Like you can like literally, press play and visit your world within minutes. But I was going to ask you, so what is your preferred rigging tool?
I tend to use Mixamo, and then I tend to correct things afterwards.
In Blender or?
Yeah. So I'll rig for humanoids. I'll throw them into Mixamo basically,
Yeah.
and I'll get like a dirty rig. You'll literally see the process with this one because this is going to be a really dirty rig. It's not going to be great rig at all. And then I have to like readjust stuff, weight paint, and everything else.
Have you ever used I forgot what it's called. I don't know if they called it Masterpiece also, but Masterpiece, the VR design tool. but they have an equivalent VR rigging tool where you can. Oh no, I'm sorry. They have the Tivori, which is the animation tool.
Tivori, yeah.
But I
Yeah.
don't know if it's in VR, but I'm pretty sure they have a VR rigging tool as well. Could be confused. Maybe it's just desktop.
I think it's Masterpiece, which has it. The Tivori ones has it for the Tivori models themselves. But I think it's Masterpiece which has one. It's the problem that I have is it's not very well compatible with Quill. So it's idiosyncrasies of various kind of objects as well that kind of like lead us to stuff. For example, like there's this, what is it called? There's not a really good tool for FBX models, but it's great if all your model is one joint geo. But I don't work like that. So when I throw that in there, it absolutely destroys my kind of rig. So it takes a lot longer. But for some more complex rigs, which aren't to do with VRMs, like at the moment I'm working a series where it's basically I've got like a bunch of like 6 limbed characters. You can't rig those, like, and they've got a lot of things.
Right.
So I'm having to like create my own rigs in Blender and then utilize them as NLA editors and everything else. So it's a little bit more time consuming. But if you have lots of similar characters, you kind of create your own rig and then just import it and basically paste it and stuff like that. So you kind of create a way around it. You know what I mean? I'm hoping that one day we'll have the AI which is promised, and it'll do all the weight painting and rigging for us. Because that's like,
nice.
We all know what should happen, but none of the tools are that easy to work with. They all have their own little problems. They kind of come together with it. So, oh my God! So here we go. Like this is horrendous. It's a horrible little creature. Kind of like maybe I should stick some of this in. So we got some of the other ones in there as well. Because at the moment I feel like he's lacking a bit on his back. So let me just grab it in. Is that gonna work? Yeah. No, I kind of liked it before. Yeah, I'm just gonna give it to the 2. I've got all this complex tentacle stuff to do anyway, so that's gonna be the difficulty stuff. So yeah, here we go. That all kind of worked out, and now I'm gonna basically export it, and this is the fun stuff of people watching me label things, because you have to kind of do this. Label everything, folks, as you kind of go along. Build the beast, take it off. So we got it there, and I need to move a couple of things around because we'll be rigging things. So this arm, that's going to be on a separate layer, so you can basically delete it rather than like hunting for geo. So that's going to be easy to do. So I'm going to just take the tentacles and I'm going to put them on a different layer because that'll be easier. Armicles, right? Armicles. Boom. And this can be one thing because I'm going to just delete it. So let me just grab the innards because I'm going to make a couple of separate materials, which will be called fish guts. Kind of like fancy like fish for dinner now, don't I? Filleting this character as I'm kind of going along with it, and we'll definitely be working with a tongue. So let's just throw that over there. Tongue. Sweet. Fish guts. The tongue can stay there. I'm not going to do too much of the rigging on the head Because one thing you can do, which is quite a neat trick, but it's going to take a while to do, is when you have like these characters which are like big open jaws and stuff like that, you can attach like the lower jaw to the neck and the top jaw to the head, and then make all this stretchy. So then as he moves around, he's got like a little like opening mouth and everything else. So that's like a little neat trick that I kind of like found out recently. Like, oh, that's just cool. That kind of works. So just look at the flesh part as raw material. So that can go there. Head flesh. Bada boom. Choof. Gross. And we've got neck flesh. Neck flesh. So let me just, while I'm doing all this, might as well put them all in the box and call it Beast 01. Oh no, Beast 1. And then they'll make exporting super easy. I want to search for anything. Cool. So I can do stuff like this. And you can okay, notes. And take that off. Where am I? Okay, cool. And just go arm flush both sides. Nice and easy. Actually, and move selection. Arm flush goes up. And thigh flush. Boom. Flesh. Sweet. And then let's do all the skins. So arm skin. Arm skin is connected to the skin wing. Arm skin. And bony shoulders. These are a little bit raw. That's what happens when you do a lot of pull-ups followed by stand-ups, followed by burpees with weights on. Shoulders. Oop. Shoulder bone. So I'm telling myself what to do. So like spending a bit of time labeling everything really does mean stuff is good. So we can export this. That's thigh skin. And because I've painted everything with vertex paint, it's going to give me a lot more flexibility later on. Bone thigh. And the reason why I'm exporting everything separate of this is because of the rigging and weighting process. It just makes it a lot easier. You can always combine things together. It's much harder to separate them apart. So shin bones. But you know, if they're together like this, they're fairly separate already. So I can work on this one and this one. Shin bones. In my collection of Method Dromoi, like they have much more than this when I was exporting to get everything correct, because they're super complex models. Bone foot. Boom. Claw foot. I really wonder are those tentacles going to work out. I think they will. So here, I need a bit of transitioning. So let's just get like a little bit of that. I'm gonna take a little bit of bone. Just do that so it's kind of like coming in. Add a little bit of rawness here and there. Let's make it like more macabre. Like a bony hand almost. Like combined together from the top there. There we go. Shade it in. Shade it in. Bam. Sweet. And that can go as a forearm. For bone arm. Bone. for arm. I like to put the arm in caps, that way I know that it's an arm there. I go as a one thing, because bone and claw are going to be same material. And I'll just go call it claw, because the other one's tentacle. So yeah, we'll know. I will know. Awesome. And then over here, let's do the teeth separately. Separate those cuticles. I mean, you can just do like an NPR render without all this, but it's nice to have it good, right? And it's super eerie. And then I'll do skin. Yeah, skinhead. Skinhead. Sounds like something else now. Where am I? Head skin. Just so I don't get confused in case I look back. Eyes. The eyes have it, as I say. And here, I think we should be fairly all right with everything, but I'm just going to export ribs separate just in case we've got some rigging problems. I don't think we will do, but just in case, because there'll be a nightmare to unravel later on. Ribs. I can just put it as a body. That'll do. Cool. So now we're ready to export. So we just open that off. We've got all the layers. Everything's working. Fantastic. One thing though, to note, sometimes Mixamo is not going to like all this empty space. It's going to freak out. It'll be like, I don't like this empty space. I can't rig it. I don't understand how these things go. So the thing I kind of mentioned in one of my VRM Power workshops beforehand is I like to stick a connector in there, basically a medium kind of poly mesh, which is going to connect everything together. And then we'll do the same thing as here, which is going to basically delete it out. And it's going to just mean that Mixamo is kind of quite happy doing it, and I don't have to like attach every single thing together. So I'm just going to open a new layer, connector. And like having it at a like nice contrasting color usually kind of helps. It doesn't have to be precise or anything like that. I'm just kind of trying to kind of like make sure that it's kind of within the kind of same area. So it kind of combines together. Just add some weight in the center. So just don't have as little holes as possible. And it does make the rigging a little bit easier because it kind of tends to follow the big geo. And if stuff sticks out, doesn't matter. But as long as I don't have any kind of big gapping holes, it's going to make it happier. And I'll do the same thing with the feet and these things, because sometimes it freaks up there. It should be fine here because there's plenty of geo. And it's going to interpret that as a hand. And the other thing is going to attach to here. And this is going to be attached to there. So I'm going to separate those out. So boom. That'll do. That'll do. That'll do. See, all these little workarounds to make Quill work. As I said, like it's wondrous stuff, but it does need a little bit of coaxing to get it to do awesome things. Let's go this elbow, a little bit of that. So you've got that neatness. Nope, my mic's slipping out. Make sure the back's all good. We're working three-dimensional. And one great thing about VR is you can make all these characters like life-size. And yeah, not great. But I can make him really small, and he's on my little hand. And what is he going to do now? Slap him around. So yeah, it's a cool thing. Awesome. Happy days. Let me just save everything. So I've got save progress, and we're going to export. And with that, we're going to leave Quillage and all this build a beasting as a kind of reminder. So let me just what I'm going to call him. I'm going to call him Beast Farm for the time being, but he needs a better name, right? Yeah. And go to export. Export traits as FBX. Oh, what did I export before? Surprise for at the end. VRM beast. Or wait, build a beast to be a Bab. Bab1. Awesome. That's better than just a beast. Export that. Fantastic. I'm going to take off vert, so prepare that for the visuals to kind of change for a little bit. Awesome. And just give me a second to jump back in. So we're going to go to Mixamo. Make sure that's open and ready. And I'm going to just change the recording into Mixamo. Mixamo. No. Let's do that thing again. Oh, joys. Come on, Mixamo. Here we are. Sometimes you got to click a couple of things in order to kind of get it to work, which is so strange. That's just OBS, by the way. What I'm randomly commenting on. Yeah. So I mean that's kind of how we build a beast. So I've changed Mixamo. Let me just share the screen so you can see what I see and something like that. Little thing. I wish there was a way of changing everything at the same time. That'd be really cool. But such is life. Cool. You can see Mixamo right. Give me a thumbs up if you can. Just to know. Thank you so much, Pixel Hostile. Great to see you. Yeah. Happy days. And put a booth. So let's go to Mixamo, and we've exported that as an FBX. And all I'm going to do is going to just upload it, and you'll see it's going to be hopefully it's going to work. It's going to be fairly kind of messy to start off with. I'm going to clean it up for a bit. So upload character, VRM Bab1X. I'm just literally just dragging into selection character. And then processing character. Maybe half a minute, maybe. Well, that was quite cool, actually. It's not as lopsided as I thought it would be. It's basically just the mouth and more, isn't it? It's very Halloweeny, almost like Stranger Things in a way. So when I'm doing these quick kind of things in Mixamo, I like to kind of start with, even when they're not symmetrical, I like to start with symmetrical kind of way. Oh, wow, mint tea. Excellent. Keep myself hydrated because it's gotten very cold over here. Yeah, so I like to start with a symmetrical, and then I'll break out from the asymmetrical. So wrists, this wrist, I have no idea where it is, but this wrist, we do know where it is. So we can, that's going to be same because we basically copy pasted. And knees connected to the elbow, and thigh bone's connected to the knee bone, the knee bone's connected to the wee bone. You can see like here, we're going to have an issue, so we've got to move that around here. And groin's in a symmetrical place. So I'm going to take the symmetry off. I'm going to move that there. And hopefully that'll work. Just the chin a little bit there. I'm going to have to weight paint that anyway. So yeah, here goes nothing. Pim, pim, pirim, pim, pirim, pim, 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 pirim. It's always like super exciting or a little bit trepidatious when it kind of goes like this. Just don't know what's going to happen. So let me just catch up on the messages. Oh wow, Moody, that's an awesome little kind of character. Do you know what? You can take that and you can stick it into Common Sense Machine and get like a 3-dimensional thing. Check out the VRM Power AI Special. For reference points if you get stuck anywhere. But yeah, that works super well. And yeah. Chains. Yeah, nice. Can see all. Tongue. Yep. It's all getting tonguey. Quest 2, not tried Quill yet. Duckminton. Oh yeah, you did here with Gravity Sketch. Sweet, yeah. Yeah, Quill is fun. And oh, here we go. That was quick. And look at that. That's not too bad, actually. That's really not too bad. Like we can just double check him. Legs are working. Head is working. The tentacle stuff is a mess, but we're going to be fixing all that. And the tongue's attached to the head nicely, which is excellent. It's maybe I shouldn't put eyes in it. It's almost scarier without it, but it's so dark. Anyways, let's go to next. Yeah, scrap the last one, get the new one. Got it here. I'm not going to add any animation, nothing like that. So all I'm going to do is just straight download. We're going to download T-pose binary, and that means the skin is basically on. When you start adding animation, then you have to like mess around with stuff. So just be quick about it, eh? And preparing download. Fantastic. That's through. And while everyone's waiting, let me just see how. To the tune. So let's just double check the running just to see what it's going to look like. It's a creature run, isn't it? There we go. I'll do. Get it in place. Woo. Awesome. Fantastic. And let me just change to Blender. And change into Blender. Change into. Again. Come on. There we go. Change it to Blender recording and just see where on the software I downloaded it. Again, downloads. Yeah, cool. And let me show you what I'm seeing now, apart from like a running monster. And share my screen, change the windows, and we go straight into Blender, right? Blend, Blender, and that's the Monitor Summoner from before. And we can take that off. Take that off, sweet. And let's go to import FBX. Go to my downloads, VRM Bab. And by the way, it's the same thing. What I'm in here as well is like, if you have any questions, please shout or something. Just because I'm kind of recording everything full screen, so we get a lot better quality as well for recordings. Cool. So we can see that. Just before I press the button. Okay, cool. I'm going to put everything into one layer, one collection, makes it easier. So BAB 01, BAB1. Cool. And we can see that legs are already like a little bit off, even though it looked fine, but that's connecting there. That's not great. That's going to need adjusting. Usually the heads need adjusting, especially if you have heads which are like a little bit kind of slanted towards the front. Mix them all legs to keep them straight. I tend to like my characters like leaning with over, especially if they're monstrous. So that's going to do. And we're going to have a bunch of fun stuff here because that's all gotten very messy. And we're going to basically unravel that and re-ravel that, and that should work in a way. So we've got like, I'm going to put some bones on the tongue. I'm going to put some bones over here.
Yo,
I'm going to adjust the bones.
That tongue's gotta have like a spring bone, so it's all like flapping around.
Yeah. That's exactly the plan.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's looking great, man.
Right. So I'm gonna select the bones, go into edit. By the way, for this isn't Blender 4.0 for stability sakes, but 4.0 allows you to kind of color the bones, which is very useful. So let me just smack this on so I can see the inside of it. Oh, actually, let's do that. Cool. So before I do that, let me just take the stuff that we don't need. So We've got Fab armature here, so it means everything's nice and easy. So we can take that connector. Fantastic. And then we have this claw arm stuff, which got messy, right? Delete hand. It's going to take that off completely. So it's not in thing. And then I can see how it's not that bad, actually. To see what's kind of happened and where it can interpret. So kind of like reinterpret this one in a bad way. But we'll fix it super easy. Super easy because basically it crunches through as a hand. But we're just going to basically take them off and then put it back on. So 1, straight view, bones, edit, select 2, me, a little bit lower down, because they're around the same height, the hip bones. And even though they're the same different points. So that goes there, that goes there. Add that, so you can see. Might as well adjust the knees while we're here. Fab. And the knees are the same height as well, which is great, kind of makes it easy. Jump into 3. Which one's this? Yep, that's the closest one. So it goes there. I press 9, I go on the other side. That goes there. Double check. Good enough. Yeah, like even with weird feet, it always kind of seems to do the feet fairly all right. Which is, I'm always kind of impressed by that because I like doing stupid feet. So there's not too much that I have to work on there. So let me just grab that. That'll do. And this is just your controller bone, the Grabola Borola. That arm is A-OK, that's fine. I did a little bit of funky stuff with there, so you know, if you want to be really finicky, you'll kind of spend some time, but it'll work. It'll work. And let's fix that head. So this, I presume, is going to be our top end. So I can go straight up there. And this is the head. So that needs to go where the head is. Let me just scale down a little bit. What's going to get is aligned from the neck point. So that's a gullet, by the way, that's on the neck. So the neck is like here. And then kind of get it in. It just, yeah, definitely tidy wise. So that's my neck. That is my neck. So it felt like it's really small. So this is kind of, these are the fun parts that we get to do, which is why I exported everything separate. So we can kind of mess around with this. Oops, it is. Just get it over there. That comes there. Because you got like this strange build. So the neck is actually, yeah, it's about there. I can go just over there. So that's the neck, and that's not the remainder of the gullet, which goes into this weird ecosystem and stuff like that. So that's great. Let's get some of these things a bit more central. This offset a bit. Just there we go. Even though I like making stuff not perfectly central, it's useful when it is. So it kind of works in the model. Arms and shoulders, they're fairly good. That one's a little bit out, not by much. Bam, that'll do. That's almost perfect. That one is fine. And yeah, now we can do the really fun stuff, which is called weight painting. Right, so I'm gonna get out of edit mode, go into object mode, and let's unravel this mess here. So these are tentacles, armicles, they come as one. We can see what Miximo's tried to do. Maybe I was better off if I did like a gloved hand, but never mind. So we're going to take the bones, holding shift, select the part we're going to weight paint, go into weight paint, and then we can start seeing what we don't want to include. That's not affecting anything. That's affecting stuff. So basically, I'm gonna, let me see, I press Control and I see what's affecting what. So that's good. I can live with that. That's fine. Okay, that one works. This one, nothing. That one works. That one works. It's probably unnecessary. Bam. And that one there can be taken completely off. And so can that one. That should start recovering some more stuff. So with that, we're gonna have the most fun one can when creating ribbed characters, which is weight painting. You know what I say? Good things come to those who wait. So we're gonna do some of that. Basically, I'm just gonna take off the weight to 0. And I'm just gonna paint it off. Just gonna just try and get the geo working for me. And sometimes if you like go from distance, it works better. And that's off. Go to the next one. That's affecting more. Take the part off. Just getting that weight on. Go here. So there is something to be said about having a plan. Yeah, maybe I could have planned this better. This particular stuff, but I kind of want it to be in the moment, you know. To be free, to make stuff digitally, not to be restrained by things. That kind of crunchy stuff is not great, but you know, we've got some stuff. Cruise it through. So that's my hand. Is it my hand? Should be my hand. And that's there. I think that's creating some problems there, isn't it? So let me just take that off. See what happens. Could be also because I twisted some of the geo, but I just want those tentacles, flappy flaps. Sometimes we get ambitious. Try doing more than we can. You know, maybe it's easier if I just take all of this off. See, looking back at it, I probably should have supported without it, but you know, here we are. You see, that's off. That's off. Cool. And weight painting is very temperamental. Like, you know, you do a little bit, do another bit. Right, okay, so let's do that. So let me go back to the drawing board. What I thought was going to work didn't work, but let me do this. I'm going to attach everything to here. And then I'm going to basically build out the bone from there. So I'm going to go full weight paint. I'm going to attach everything to the forearm by weight painting everything. So I'm not messing around with the weirdest geos and the other stuff. A bit quicker. There we go. I mean, it could be a digital monster. Like his hand was unfinished. It didn't quite work out. It'd be nice to have tentacles though, right? Ba-da-boom. There we go. weight paint that, weight paint this, something just like weight paint that. Boom, 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 boom. Do-do-do-do-do-do. And yeah, this is the most fun you can have making 3D models, weight painting. It's a gift that keeps giving. Let's say hopefully one day we'll be able to kind of AI this kind of stuff. That's kind of going back to how it was. So what is this attached to? You just got like one vertex here. Something's pulling it. I don't know what it is. Actually, you've got a couple more there. There you go. I wonder what's pulling that vertex. That's not over there. Is it here? Let's see. Ah, there you go. So weight painting on 0. That should take it. There we go. Winner. Absolute winner. Sweet. So we've regained our tentacleness. Yes. Now we can use some of the bones to kind of help it along. Or we can just make some new ones. There's only like a few of them. Just ignore these bones, they're not attached to anything. If you're ever in doubt, you can kind of Control V and just see it's attached there. And these are not attached to anything, but see, we've made a little mess with them. So I probably should have just did a gloved hand. Live and learn. But it does mean that when we import stuff, if I deleted this, it will have some problems in Unity, as I've experienced before. So, we'll keep the humanoid model and then add bones onto it. So with that, we've got a little bit more weight painting to do first on the head, right? So we have the teeth, the head, and the flesh. So we need that to be attached firmly. That needs to be like fairly robust, all in red. So same thing again, grab that. I'm going to start with teeth first. It's the easiest one. Weight paint. See what I mean? That stuff shouldn't be soft. Teeth are hard. So it's attached there. And see where it's attached to. That's ignored. And it's probably hitting the neck. Yeah, it's hitting the neck a bit. So if I do this, see, I'm getting all the weird geo at the back because that's basically pulling stuff down. That's not where it should be. So let me just jump to the head, weight paint everything red. Everything that's head should be red, and that should be like our first differentiation. Bitty beans. Happy days. So like having things separate, especially when they're like bitty, like the teeth, like really helps out for these builds. So it's a little bit finicky, but saves you pain and suffering in the long run. Let's go out of here. That's in our edit mode. That's for this originally. So every time we change different material, we're going to count the weight paint, come back in. So above, gonna go on the head, object mode, weight paint. Bam. And I said, like, I wanted to have it to be not really stretchy at all. I wanted to be like super robust. So actually, I'll do it another time. Otherwise, we'll be here all night, day. And let's get this inner side in as well. And that's the head pretty much done. Keep a little bit of flexibility back in the neck. So let me hit on 7.5. It's a nice number. Trip. There you go. Just give me a little bit of flexibility. So there we go. Capitalize. That is done. And jump for that. Back in. So this is what people always keep asking me about weight painting. Yeah, it's a meticulous process. It takes a while. It's not super fast, but it's got to be done. It's got to be done for that verisimilitude of creation. I'm gonna say for this kind of soft flesh, let me just. I'm 7.5, aren't I? So let me just get everything solid. I want this head to be like just a solid block. Really. And then I may do some soft flesh attach your tongue to that bone. See, that's what I'm going to be doing there. So there's a plan all along, apparently. And let me get that 7.5 on the back. So it's equalized. There we go. So it's just a little bit of softness. I've got a little bit of flexibility. That's going to hopefully look a little bit eerie right there. This one there, so it's equalized. Sweet. Do that. And as with building anything in Web3, it's all about testing. So, things don't work out in a VRM. We come back, we do the weight painting again, and go back in and do everything again. And it's again, it's fun, right? So what do we have? We have the eye. The eyes have it, right? The eyes already seem to be there, as it should be. Yeah, that's good enough. I mean, that's actually good. That's good enough. That's great. And tongue, the tongue lashor, the eponymous MO Master of the Universe. Always a fun action figure. I used to enjoy it when I was a kid. Here we go. Fantastic. That's already solid as I can imagine it. I just need to reinforce that little bit at the back there. Let me hit it 100. Let me hear those hundreds. Boom, 100%. And then go to 7.5 from the top. And we've been fairly fortunate, haven't had any kind of big issues with this weight paint yet. Incidentally, if you do have the issues, you would start doing something like just as I said it now we're gonna have one. And sometimes if you go further out, it weight paints better. I don't know why it does that. It's finicky. Sometimes you go further in, weight paints worse. But yeah, for example, if you have an issue like here, I'm trying to hit that little thing, then I'm gonna go into basically press that little button there, which means I'm gonna be, then I can choose which plane I'm painting in. For some reason, it doesn't like me painting this plane. I don't know why. Maybe it's attached to something else. Let me just jump out of that one, go here. I thought it'd be attached to this, but it's not. How odd. Could probably get away with it. Though if I was minting this, I wouldn't let it go. I'll be spending like days and hours on it, but this is just a demo basically. Sweet. Okay, so that's it, and then we need to do that neck, and then we just add some bones, which is not too bad. Like the weight painting wasn't as horrific as I thought it would be. So where are we gonna go? We got this. We got this. We got this. We got spine, and we got the gullet, and that's our neck. That'll sort it out. So grab that. Grab those little muscles. See, every time you want to do something cool, you gotta pay for it. Pay for it with work. See, that shouldn't affect that at all, right? That needs to be on zeros. Yeah. And then I'll grab that and see where we're at. So what's grabbing it? What's grabbing it, sir? So cool. So I've got those coming into here. I need to maneuver those to kind of come a little bit longer, which is around 0.5. Which is all this green flexy stuff. Just swoop around here. Now that we're doing like weight painting, which is a little bit more finicky, this is a very useful thing. Over here, we've got a blur button. So I'm just gonna blur it in, which kind of like fills in the gaps, you know, so all these things that I've missed out, like that's what I missed out, I'll kind of fill that in and make everything a bit smoother, stuff like that. And I can always kind of grab that, press R, and just see how that's working. That's not too bad. Kind of don't want it to be pulled over there, so I'm gonna let me just grab that. Right, okay. So I want that to be attached to this quite a lot. Oop. That's I think it's from 35 to 32 to 37 is a sweet spot. Let me just add some weight painting there. That's going to fix that tearing from the back. Let me just go for button. There we go. Doing weird things. No. Over distance. Well, ruined everything. Is it all for naught? Will it collapse? I don't know. It's. I'll cut a little bit underneath. So let me just get cool. And then I can take that off there. That was nice and flat. Take those weird geos off. Awesome. So now if I do that, still a little bit kind of, that's just the ribs, by the way. The button, that little kind of phasing. They're concealed a lot of stuff, so you can leave it at. We do have missed a little bit there. There we go. That's it. Just like that. Awesome. Let's see how that's going. So that needs to be taken off from the back because that's pulling there because it was attached to it. But apart from that, that's all good. That more flexibility. Happy with that. And it's got, yeah, it could be better, but I think I need a little bit more tension there. So let's go for, oh wait, it's Halloween, right? 0.66. When in doubt, Halloween it. So just a little bit more. Top end view, 7. And I got a little bit there. And here we go. Bit of move. And that's all good. And just make sure I've done it from both sides because I want it to be, it's basically circular kind of thing. Otherwise it'll act weirdly. Like over here, I can see that it's acting weirdly as well. So I think that's just, yeah, that's a connection there. So, you know, there's a lot of like back and forth to make sure things are working. Let me get a blur on. Blur on. Back on the paint on. Get a blur on. Woo. Kind of getting there. That's better. Cool. Getting a bit of a pool there. I don't want it to go anywhere near that far. I want it to kind of stop here. So I think we need to go 0 weight. Go for 7. Just gonna take this part off, which means that should be attached to the neck rather than the head. And if I press 9, I'll looking for the button. Just do the same thing there. And I'm going to just blur the ends. And 9 and a back on the top. And just do a 3. Let's make the sides are good. 9, twist around the other side. Boom. Here we go. There we go. See that neck is working better. It's not going to go anywhere as well as this. We can, but that back isn't. So that's cool. And let's get our weight paint and go back into weight paint. Was tripping out of that. I'm gonna grab this. Go to 3. Go object mode, weight paint. So yeah, like the more we break the humanoid model, the more work we have to do. So you can see like how that's all attached to there, and that's because it's interpreted that way, and it really shouldn't be. So that needs to be attached to here. So one cool thing we can do, because we exported everything separately, is I can take the arm off, so I don't have to look at it. Shoulder bones, just to kind of like give me a little bit more room, basically. And flesh, there we go. So I can see, and you know what, I can take the ribs out as well. And everything is nice and alphabetical, so we know where the ribs are. Sweet. So now I can just see what I'm doing here on the body. So it's a lot easier. And that's like the reason why we kind of did those ribs separately, just in case stuff like this happened. And you know what, I might as well take this where the naming convention is coming useful as well. So we'll take the fish guts off, and we'll take the, yeah, combine everything there. So you can also see where that's kind of there that I haven't seen before. So we need to attach that. That's basically our thigh bone. That should be there. So there's a little bit of fixing to be done. Let me just do that quickly, so I'm not painting stuff in a way that I'm not supposed to. So go back to object mode. Save as I'm going along. Grab that. 3 and nope. Tab to edit mode. Oh, deselected. Tab to edit mode. So yeah, that is our hip bone, and our hip bone is right up in his chest. That would make big problems when he's walking. So let's put the hip bone where the hip bone should be. Move it a little bit. That should be the hip bone. Cool. That means hip bone is connected to the spine bone. We're going to see where we want the things to be. So I want spine bone, this one to be here. So there's going to be quite a bit of weight painting readjustments. If I grab this one, I can go to like lower down. So that's going to be cruising around here. That's going to be cruising around there. And that can go a little bit lower down. Remember? Sorry, chest bone basically. Spine 1, spine 1, spine 2, neck, spine, hips. Awesome. So that's, yeah, which is why it's useful to have like all these things separate, so we can basically knock them off as we kind of like going along. And yeah, and oh, let's keep going. So now we can exit mode, and we can get stuff on the go. So object selection, object selection, weight paint. You can see, let me just get a claw out of the way as well. Claws on the C. Fantastic. So we got, let's start from here. That's good, but that doesn't need this because this. So I just go standard 1 to establish our weight paints. And this is kind of how we do like the additional bounds as well. So that's going up to there. We want this to kind of basically kind of take that there. And you know what? that should really be hitting there, right? It's gonna bother me. So let me just jump back to object mode, jump back here, go back to edit mode, jump back down there. There we go. Goes here. Now we're moving it to the computer. Sweet. And so might as well have get on these things, which means that that should go over there. There we go, set pointer. It'll be easy to weight paint as well. And so grab that, grab the whole body, go to weight the painto. Sweet. So now that can just be this. Press 9. So we're going to just do a rough paint first, and then we'll refine it as we kind of go along. So there, that should be here. And we can have a little bit more kind of give when it comes to the guts inside, because they're super flexy and they should be like kind of floppy a bit as well. So they don't have to be like super precise. And this is more of a hardline structure. It's a skeleton after all. 9. Yeah, on the other side. Yeah, that's all good. Get in there. And over there. And that should be grabbing basically everything else. So quite liberal here and get all this good stuff in. One thing is when you're dealing with like characters which have bones, metal, robotic things, you can kind of go fairly hardline and, you know, hard surface modeling and all that. So getting everything in red. So let me just take those articles off and to the other side. So that can kind of work. If you're dealing with like squishy peeps, then it can be a little bit more finicky. But it depends how you plan the whole thing. So a lot of this is just kind of planning, right? How it's all going to work. We kind of got a roughage in there. So we get this like collarbone. You know, you can go to the nth degree and have every bone separate. That's actually how I built an extra boy. So we're just kind of trying to get this guy functional as opposed to amazing. So this is like this kind of weird backbone that I built. He's kind of made of bones, but it's not. It's more like a necromantic bone creature that I can imagine. So there's also like if you're putting like the full 12 ribs, that's a lot of geo. And we want to save the geo, basically. Save the geo for more fun things. So that's kind of cruising on there. How's that looking? Burp, burp, burp. You always have a little bit flexy parts here and there. So I think what I want to have these shoulder bones to be fairly kind of like strong, and then we'll have the later stuff will be flexible. That should give us undo. Yeah, too many undos. That should give us some flexibility around there. So forget these. There's nothing as eerie as bone scraping against bone. Oh man, I can just imagine it up there again. But I think I can make it if I pull it in from the sides. Fantastic. So that's pulling from the top to the bottom of this part. So that's like my hard surface, which is kind of controlling from the chest area. And then it'll make the guts stand out a little bit more as well, because you've got like this kind of softness inside of it. Because, you know, why shouldn't we make our life difficult? Why should things be easy? As they say, like when confronted with like easy or hard, the answer is always try easy, but end up being hard anyway. Cool. Just roll that through here. We'll adjust the other thing on the neck in a sec. White painting. I'll get some of those smearies in. Choo, 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 do, 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 do. I think that needs to go for the bottom up. And the other one can be, doesn't have to be as much. So sometimes when you weight paint, you'll get like to the position that like you'll kind of think you can get away with it effectively. And then it's a good time to go try stuff out, because there's nothing more fun than trying stuff out in the metasphere, even if it's completely broken. So I hope you can finish this off fairly quickly. Just better than it was. I think, yeah, that's still there. Let me just take all of that off and add just like this neck bone to it. So while I'm here, I'm going to just select and go into the neck boning. I mean, like, this would be amazing fish broth out of this guy. Yeah. Obviously, like, it's a delicacy if you like rotten meat, but so conscious. And there we go. Let me just tidy this up. Burp, 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 burp. So like skeletons, robots, they've got like this kind of similar kind of thing, but they're all kind of fairly robust. And we need to take the weight off our shoulders, literally. Like, how many puns can you come up with weight paints? It's a weird activity. It kind of requires like a steady level of focus and concentration, because you make a mistake, you got to undo it, and it takes ages and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's not particularly kind of intellectually demanding. It's a weird one. Something that I say, like, I hope an AI will be able to do this stuff in the future. Look at this. Why isn't it doing it? Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Why are you choosing not to do this? God, come on, dude, you can do it. Yeah, sometimes it just doesn't want to, and it's usually because it's attached to something else. So let me just double check. Backbones. Attached to this. It's not attached to that. It's just being difficult. So let me just go from this side, and maybe this will work it. Maybe it'll work it in this way. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Okay, folks. It did work that way. Nice. So sometimes you gotta try. We're gonna try. So you've got a little bit there. So if you're doing like minting stuff, don't undo stuff. But so it's better, and that is giving it to stretchy there. Just add a little bit more there. Stretch it there. And take the weight paint off. Zoom in on that. Go here. Take that. Change this. Select that. Go hardcore. It's better. Deselect that. We're in. Double select. Yeah, that'll do. Cool. It's already a lot better. It's still getting some stretches there. So it's pulling some geo see over from that side. Kind of don't really want that. Unless we're making like a geocentric thing. So you can see like where it is. It's pulling. So let's see if we can tackle that. There we go.
Hey, Augie.
Yeah.
Just wanted to see, check in and see how much longer the workshop will go for.
Oh gosh, like I just realized what time it is. Yeah. Sorry, everyone. Like you're watching me weight paint, and that's kind of how it is. Good things come to those who weight paint.
Love it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've got quite a bit left, I think, on this, because I thought like the body's going to be straighter off. But let me just put some color on it, some slaps and color on it, and we'll see how far we'll go, and we'll stop like in 15 minutes. Maybe I'll do this again, continue on at some point.
Okay, sounds good. The Open
How does it
Oasis is
sound?
starting in the other channel, so that's perfect.
Oh no, yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, like, I'm quite happy to kind of jump on one day between now and Halloween and finish this guy off. And if people
Okay,
want to
awesome.
watch, that's all good and fine.
Looks
Yeah.
super cool.
So where was I? Yes. So that works. There's a little bit of geo there, but let me just jump out and I'll just put some color so at least we know what we're doing. So you got like a little excitement. And ba 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 ba. Oh, we don't want that. We want this. Cool. So one way of kind of checking the rig without unchecking the rig, like this is like a very useful thing that I've kind of do frequently, is if you have any animations of NLA editor, it's useful kind of to just throw one of them in. And I've got like a bunch of a track. Push this one down. Add a track. And this is the process I'll do like next time, I think. And select my track there. I'm just gonna usually kind of like some kind of a dancey thing, because the bones go in more breakdown moments and they kind of break more. So you can see where the problems with geo are. So dance, what do we have? Macaque dance, hip hop dance, robot dance. Wing dance is really good because it literally does an exercise of dancing. So let me just jump under here. So you can see it's a lot better. Like connectors, they can kind of come off. It's better than it was. You can see how it's kind of like all cruising together. So I'll just play this quickly. See that it's just push it down. And we're kind of just basically looking for things where geo's looking out. But see, that stuff on the back isn't that bad at all. I was freaking out about it, but there's not much. There's that kind of popping out a little bit, but not by much. And yeah, is all happy, super happy, yay! Woo. And those tentacles are kind of working. We'll put some bones in those. Sweet. We just stop that. Go to the beginning, and then if you wonder how to undo that, you can literally just like uncheck it, and it's not active. If you have a bunch of that and you don't want to uncheck it, you can like star it. That's like another way as well. Basically, it just mutes it down, allows it to like work on one thing. So yeah, let's slap some color onto it quickly, because that's what we're going to be UV baking. So let's go to my shading menu. Cruising there, and nice. So we got that. So because I've put all the vertex paints into it, for example, we can just do a quick attribute. No, not that. Eager beaver attribute. Plug that in, and didn't do anything, but we need to go into this little side panel here. Click on our color attributes, see what it's called. It's called color. Sometimes it's called RGBA, sometimes it's called RGB. It varies. So I'm going to just type that in. Bam. And we got some colorization. So this is like the vertex stuff that I made, and that's kind of in there, which is super cool. You know, we've already got some details and stuff for that. That's kind of nice. We can start playing around with it. But you know, I kind of like for the skin stuff, I want to put in like skin like the Monotar has, which is, I'll just take this normal map off because it's not really needed. We're not going to export any normals because we always try to export just one UV. And so there'll be, is it Monotar for the assets? Yep. And, oh, Oh, it's ready for Twitter. Let me just change that into this. So we got some kind of tech things happening, which is nice. We'll kind of keep that. And, like I tend to do things in a kind of sci-fi way and stuff. So let's get some things into kind of that weird techie thing. Let's see what kind of happens with it. Bam. Link those materials. Yeah. And then for these eyes, they're like kind of spidery eyes, dead eyes. So it means specular to the max. So they're shiny. And metallic to the max. Oh, nope. Specular to the max for the eyes. So that means a new material, eyes, specular to the max, metallic to the max. Maybe not to the max. I just forgot that. 0.9. There we go. So we got that kind of weird thing to it, which is super cool. I wonder what this can do. So we've got some techie stuff, we've got some boning things. That looks super cool. I wonder how it's going to work if I combine it together. Bam. Yeah, they're like a tech creature. And I mess around with this more. But above. Sun doesn't make materials. It's like it's all about play. So that's got like weird techie mouth. And rather than kind of being that, let's jump that guy out and to create like a new asset. So we have it's a color, right? And I don't want it to be specifically like that. So I'm going to copy the attributes, stick it down there, add a little mix node. Bam. I'm going to stick that into the top. I'm going to stick that into the bottom. See what it looks like. Not much change. Oh, it's because I've got it to add, not mix. And right there. Huh. If that didn't work as I thought it would do. Never mind. Boom. Let's go for pink. That'll do it. And I'll keep those as a vertex bones. I wonder, do I have any kind of greasy materials here? Oh, I remember. It's so if I go for this, nope. Arm, ribbed. There we go. Ripped arm. That's gonna give me metal tentacles, which is already kind of quite cool. But let's make it flesh. So in my colors, I'm basically gonna swap these around. And let's do that. That can go off. So I can go here. And a little bit dark, clump it. No, let's illustrate it. Huh, that's all right. It's on super high contrast. Awesome. That's a little bit better. take off my displacement, and go straight in there. That should give me, give me which color? Pick metallics. Kind of there. Let me just put it in 0, 0, oomph. Then let's brighten it up to 0.2. Too much bright. 0.25. Is this my color? When do I stand that? That's fine. Maybe I need to go here and then check that out there. Move it around here. Get it more of that. Get it here. Pump up my red at the bottom. Too much. A little bit of that. A little bit of that. Go to green. Take out the green. Come to the bottom. Take out the blue. Take out the blue. Take out more blue. More blue. More blue. Take out the green. There we go. Pump the top. Do a bit more. And then just like push that right up. Too much. Put it down. Come up to this. That's almost there. It gets a little bit pink here. So let's just go a bit up blue. A little bit more. Yep. There we go. Like the pinky fuchsia thing. And that goes straight in there, which means we can basically get that brightness at 0. I should give us that nice little dark thing. So yeah, got a little kind of a monster tentacle thing that's going to be ready for the metasphere. We didn't quite get to Unity, and there's still a bit more rigging to be done and bones and everything else, which is excellent. But thank you all for sticking along this long and stuff like that. And I mentioned there's a little kind of like super cool little present for everyone. So let me just do that quickly. And I'll just share a link. Basically, the pack you've just seen that I was making everything with, I'm going to put a link in there for you to grab it from GitHub. So yeah, grab it, make your own monsters, get your own kind of like creatures ready for Halloween. Welcome to use it any way which you want. You can tag me, you cannot tag me, whichever way, whatever you like with it. This is like one for the community. It's basically it's a full pack of FBXs that you can use in any way. The hands are done so they can work really well. One note is I may update this at some point before the next session, just in case I notice any kind of problems with it. But at the moment, it works fairly well. So if I stick you that in there, it's in the chat. So yeah, it's basically Build a Beast pack. So yeah, grab the pack. You can create 3 creatures or any combinations of thereof. So yeah, have fun with it, guys. Like, or use it in anything else. You can take these things and stick it in a mono world, create like other things with it. It's there for you to kind of use, have fun, play with. I sound like don't tag me, but like I would like to see what you do out of interest as well. So if you do want to kind of tag me, feel free to do so. If you don't have to. There's no kind of pressure. This is just like a little present for the community where you can kind of have fun with it, see what you can create. It'd be really cool if you get like a bunch of these created for the Halloween, and we can all kind of hang out in VRM Power World, which is being Halloweened up. I just burnt out the Inferno HDR this morning for it, so I'm doing like little bits and bobs. So by Halloween, it should be, well, I think by the 26th actually, it should all be like super eerie and kind of changed. So yeah, if you want to make your own VRM, as I say, you don't have to go through all these FBXs that I'm going through, all this rigging weight painting. I just wanted to demonstrate how it works. But yeah, feel free to kind of like jump in, do a dirty rig in Mixamo. And if you do like the standard skeleton, it'll come out fairly clean as well. And you can just go play around with it. So grab the FBXs, go into Blender, go into Cinema 4D, go into whichever thing you want to go into. And they're all separate as well, as I was demonstrating. So all the parts are separate, so you can like take apart everything else, recombine it, stick like 7 heads or something, have fun. And with that, thank you all for coming. And yeah, maybe we'll reschedule something for the future. Well, I'll finish this guy off and show you like the bones, how they all work through. Awesome. Cheers, guys. VRM Power.